Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangster Chronicles.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the G's.
I gotta ask this, and I always wanted to ask you. Was you ever really a fucking pimp?
So, the dream was, you know, your parents be like, I need you to go do something productive in the world. And then you rebelling with this hip-hop shit. Nobody's believing that the shit gonna work. So my backup plan was always, I think I could break a hoe. I think I could do this shit. So, never had to do it out of necessity. But later in life, shit just started happening, man. Like, my homies who really pimp, that I've been hanging around my whole life, it's funny to them. And some of them even would get mad at me for not taking advantage, because we'd be in the moment and some bitch would be starstruck on Too Short, but then she's a real hoe and she be hinting like, nigga, what? I would if you know what I'm saying? And then I just kind of like shake it off. They like, bruh, you fucking up. Like, you could be the biggest pimp out here. And I'm like, nigga, if I'm the biggest pimp out here and I'm making Too Short records, I'm going to jail, nigga.
Exactly.
Like, this shit is incriminating instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a little thing that I would do, man. It just like, I just get my feet wet a little bit. Like, I felt like if I had to tell a bitch to go hoe for me, then I'm doing too much. But if a hoe came to me and said, I fuck with you, and just be giving me money, then I'm like, I fuck with you too. And I knew how to play the role. And I purposely, like, all the bitches that got down with me for however long they got down, if they think back on it, they be like, this motherfucker never did used to ask me for the money. Like, you, as a pimp, you'd be like, bitch, what you got? I would just be like, you know, the moment we see each other, you know what the transaction is, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's all you got, or I'm taking it like,
You taking it like, oh shit, bread?
Cool, yeah.
Hand it here.
But then, you know, I lived in Vegas for 10 years, man. It's different when a bitch is like a wildcat out there, like really on the prowl every day, 6-7 days a week. And she just
Getting
working. That's a job for you. It sounds like she's doing all the work, but I promise you, if you had two bitches running routes every day, you can't really do much else with your life except tend to them two bitches, because it's that much of a job just keeping them on track. I mean, luckily in some situations it's worth it, because if each one of them bras is making 15, 20 a month, and they're giving it all to you, and it's just you and them two bras, and 40 G's is a nice lifestyle, you know?
Exactly.
So, I can't deal with, like, I go do a weekend of concerts. I'm getting, 10 racks for a club, 15, 20 for these big radio shows, different shit, and I'm going out like every weekend doing something. And then here go the bitch, she running like 5 racks a week, but the bitch is like stressing me the out. Like she got rights in my life, or like bitch call it 4 in the morning, go, what you doing? I'm just sitting there. Oh, you just sitting on your ass while I'm out here running from the police? Like, bitch, you. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, it gets to the point.
She really thought she was your hoe, but she really wanted that.
No, they be thinking more than that, though. They be thinking like,
I'm be out here on the motherfucker.
They be thinking other shit too. Like, they be like, I'm a hoe for 2 years and then this nigga gonna marry me. We gonna have a family. They be thinking all kind of shit.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's always a
Some of them happen like that.
There's always a goal at the end. You ain't even gonna get her the hoe right if you don't give her a goal. There's got to be a goal.
Right.
So I just learned that, man, that old therapist shit and that 4 in the morning call with a drunk crazy bitch talking shit ain't worth it ain't worth the bitch coming in the door saying, look, I stole a Rolex and hit a nigga safe for $15,000. That shit make you feel good at the moment, but it ain't worth it in the long run.
Now the stress.
When I'm sitting out here, I got me a good ass hustle, and a bitch get mad and say, oh, I bet Vice would like to know what you really do. Like, bitch, the bitch just pushing buttons, but at the same time, what if the bitch did go down to the mother Vice and like make up some wild ass story?
That's a goddamn chance every pimp take though.
So it was a chance I didn't want to take. So like I said, I've avoided that shit skillfully. Some niggas laughed it off, thought it was funny. Other niggas was like, nigga, you crazy for not indulging. But I think I made the right choice. It wasn't what I wanted to do full time, so I couldn't do it part time.
And at the end of the day, you got all these records to where you talking about you pimping, and the broad behind the Vice, they go say, oh, we got the mag of the motherfucker.
Exactly. You know how they do that. Hey, telling your own story on the motherfucking record right there.
I was at the NBA All-Star, and this hoe came up to me, and she was just talking and shit, and she was a hoe, I guess, and she was talking to her out of pocket, whatever. But the bitch was saying something to me about pimping and hoeing, and I just was, it's a fly-ass event or whatever. I'm like, look, I don't, I be making records and shit. I ain't really like out here pimping no hoes. And she said, what? She's like, nigga, I thought you was a cousin. She called some niggas that, baby, guess what? This nigga too short ain't no real pimp. So I'm with these gangster ass niggas, and this bitch get to like 2-3 sentences into some like disrespectful shit. Mm-hmm. And niggas are like, bruh, you gonna say this one time, man, get that bitch, man, just get her. She was hurt. She was hurt. Her feelings was hurt.
The reality of what they depict as you as an artist and what they hear on the music, it confuses a lot of people.
But everybody look at it like that. If I'm rapping about killing and beating them up, this is what their perception of you is.
You goddamn right.
They feel you live that life. So ain't nothing wrong with pimping, part-time pimping, or just, stagnating in the pimping game. I'm here, I'm there. I got some bitches, and it is what it is, but I can't live like that.
When Spice One went on his first tour, niggas was like, nigga, let me see how gangster you are, homie. When DJ Quick went on his first tour, that nigga had to fight every Crip in America.
Yeah, definitely. It's sometimes, like I said, sometimes the fans will test your motherfucking abilities and shit.
But
when you
put
portray,
yourself out there for it, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, you do in certain ways, but I could say when we went on tour, we really didn't get with that much by a lot of cats.
Some people know.
Whether it was Crips or Bloods or niggas from a lot of different sections.
First time NWA went to San Diego, it was like bloodthirst. It's like, it's nothing but Bloods out here.
I mean, shit, the first time we went to what? Shit. First time I went to is it Flagstaff or Phoenix or something like that? Not Phoenix, but something else.
Tucson.
Oh my God.
Tucson.
They said, oh my God.
When I'm talking about nigga came out the dressing room and our asses come down there, we get on stage, curtain closed, we got all blue head to toe and shit. When I'm talking about they pulled that curtain back and it was a motherfucking arena and all we saw was red. I'm talking about girls with red rag belts on and barrettes and combs and everything. I was like, oh my God.
Y'all still had to go out there though.
Goddamn right. We was paid, got paid, everything.
But they was loving y'all shit.
It was cool as a motherfucker.
They still want the bag though.
Oh, they gonna let you perform. And I ain't just talking about Blood, it's Crips too. Same situation. They gonna let you perform, but as soon as your motherfucking ass get through performing, best believe some niggas at the back door ready.
From the streets to the yard, to the boulevard, Gangster Chronicles. Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangster Chronicles.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the G's.
You know we represent the G's, never no wannabes.
Gangsters, hustlers, players on the dog. Tune in like every week.
If you wanna hear the real, well you done come to the right spot. Gangsta